How many of you have ever been flying in an airplane? Okay, most of us have done that. I remember the very first time I ever went flying. I was 5 years old. Anybody 5? Yes, okay. So I was your age, and my dad needed to renew his pilot's license. And he had asked if I wanted to come along for a ride while he took his flying test. And I had heard my dad tell all kinds of really cool stories about flying. And I thought, oh, I get to go. Yes, I'm going. I was all excited. What I didn't know was that small airplanes don't have very good heating systems in them. So I was sitting in the back of the plane, and I had my coat on, and it was a pretty cold day. So I had my coat on, and I had a hat on, and I had my hood up over my hat, and I had gloves on, and I had mittens on, and I had snow pants, just so I would stay warm in this plane. And my dad was in the pilot seat, and the instructor was in the co-pilot seat, and we taxied out on the runway, turned around, got in position, and my dad pushed the throttle forward, and the little plane started to bounce. Can you all bounce with me? Started to bounce, and we went faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and all of a sudden, it got smooth. And we were flying, and I loved it. It was so cool. The science of flying is something that I think is really great that we as humans have figured out here in the last 150-ish years. And even though it's fairly normal for all of us to go flying, it hasn't always been that way. So I want you to imagine that you have never seen a plane or a helicopter or a rocket or even a helium balloon float up and away from you. You've only seen birds and insects flying and buzzing around, and you're not even quite sure how they do it. Now, keep that in your mind. Imagine all that. And imagine you're walking with some friends, and you're talking, and you're chatting, and you're having a great time, and then one of your friends just starts to kind of lift off the ground. And your friend starts to fly. And you watch your friend just keep going and going and going until they disappear through the clouds. Weird, right? Yeah. Well, this is kind of the feeling that Jesus' disciples had. And this is the story for today that Talash is going to say a whole lot more about, the story from Acts chapter 1. So listen to her story about Jesus' ascension. So since we're talking about Jesus going up into heaven, I thought it would be kind of fun if we could make something that tries to go up into the heavens. How many of you have ever made a paper airplane? Okay, we've got some good experience here. Okay, so you guys, I've got some paper up here, and you guys can make some paper airplanes while you listen to the sermon, all right? Hang on. But we're not just going to make planes. We're going to make these planes, and then we're going to collect them, and we're going to put them in Pastor Phil's office as a welcome back from sabbatical. Because he's gone on some trips, he's flown quite a few different places, and this is going to be one of the ways that we say welcome back. So if you want to write a message inside your airplane before you fold it up, or decorate the outside of the airplane, or something like that, put your name on it before you fly it, I think that would be great, and Phil would love to see that too. All right? So we're going to make some paper airplanes as a welcome back for Phil, and also as a reminder of the ascension. So I'm going to give you paper. You'll go back, listen, make, create, and if you don't know how, I'm certain you can ask an adult close to you, and they can help you, show you how to make a paper airplane. I actually learned how to make paper airplanes in church too, so it's okay. And then, during the very last song of the worship service, come back here to the circle, and this basket will be sitting up here, and see if you can fly your airplane into the basket. All right? Okay. So, remember, kind of how weird this may have been for Jesus' disciples to watch somebody fly, and they've never seen that before while you make your airplanes. All right? Let's sing a song as we grab our paper. And anybody else is welcome to come up and grab some paper too if you'd like to make something.